Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and I am here today to make everything gay. I'm making the friggin' frogs gay. And I am going to make gay frogs in this video because this is my Preparing for Pride series, and today's video is making everything rainbow. So, I have a set amount of patterns that I would like to do for this video. A few of them are patterns that I'm doing in all of the Pride videos, and then we're going to sprinkle a couple of new ones in as well to keep it interesting. So for rainbow patterns, I'd like to make my set few first. So that is Beans the Frog by the Girl Who Knots. That's my mini axolotls. I can't remember who made that pattern off the top of my head. I'll pop it on the screen. The Squishy Squid by All From Jade. I didn't make in the trans video, but I would like to make in this video. My Pride Capy with a rainbow cape. I've seen some of my testers have done it already with the rainbow capes, and they're so cute. So a rainbow cape Capy is definitely on my list. A hoodie bear with a rainbow hoodie. And then the other new ones besides the squid that I'd like to sprinkle in are potentially a clown, because I think that will be quite cute in rainbow colours. I have a pattern already in my list that I can do, and then I'd like to make a couple of bigger items as well in rainbow. So I was thinking of maybe doing oh, it's disappeared. Hang on, let me grab it back up. Thinking maybe of doing this pattern. That's Alfie the Flower Spirit by Martsy Crochet and Megan's Handmade Plushies, and giving it either a little rainbow dress or making it all sort of patchwork rainbow. And then my other thought was making, where's it gone? My friend Lavender Bun Crochet has this cute Dumbo rat pattern, so seeing if I can make that into a pride rat in some way. There's a couple of other patterns that I'd like to try out that are on my list, so I might give one of them a go for this video if I feel like I've not made enough of a range of things, or I may save them for future videos. We'll see how this goes. So you can probably tell by the length of the video how many patterns I've ended up making, but I'm going to go away. I'm going to make probably the frogs and the axolotls to start with, just to get me started with the small things, get me used to the colour changing and all of that, and then I will be back to show you those and let you know what I'd like to make next. Oh, okay, right. Little things have been made. Well, not all of the little things just yet. So yesterday I did a lot of batch making. Today I'm going to be doing a bit more batch making, and then we'll get to move on to the bigger, more interesting parts of this video. So to start with, we made 2 little gay bees. Once again, I freehand this. I have no idea what pattern I use. These have ended up bigger than the trans ones somehow, so I think I need to take a good look at the 2 different sizes I've got and count the stitches and everything, just actually make a note of it somewhere instead of winging it. But yeah, so we have 2 gay bees. Then I had the same problem with the whales, where they've ended up a lot closer in size, but I still feel like I've done something wrong. I think I did 8 stitches in the round on these instead of 6, but we'll work it out. Yeah, we have 2 gay whales who are adorable. We have thrown a gay whale. But yeah, for these, I was doing these and the bees at the same time, so I just did everything that needed red and then went around all of it in orange and then all of it in yellow, and that just made it so much easier to do than doing all of the colour changes in one and then all of them in the second one. And yeah, I think batch making is the way to go when I'm making tiny rainbow things, because it's so many colour changes otherwise. That's 4 keychains. They are going to be £4 each, so that is £16 worth of stock so far. And then we have Beans the frog. Mr. Beans himself. So I'm debating whether or not I want to put a mouth on him. Here's the trans one, and that's got the mouth on. I think I like him without, but I might just put the mouth on anyway for consistency with the trans flags. But we have 4 gay beans, and that is the 8 things I made yesterday. I did technically finish the beans the frogs this morning because I got too tired last night to finish them off, so I did the purple this morning, but most of it was done yesterday, and then all of this was done yesterday. So that is 8 items for a total of £40 worth of stock ready to go. The plan for today is axolotls and squids. So like I said, just those last couple of bits of batch making. I think for the axolotls I'm going to do one that has the body as the rainbow flag, and then the fins in brown and black, so it's the progress pride flag. And then I think I'm going to do one that's got a white body with rainbow fins and one that's got a black body with rainbow fins. Though I'm not entirely sure on the black body one because I've not got any coloured eyes in the right size anymore, so I'd have to embroider the eyes. I'm working on it as a concept. So that is the plan for the axolotls, and then I'd like to make 2 squids, I think. Or maybe just the one. I'll come to that when I come to it. But yeah, so that is the plan for that. Oh, I'm so sorry if you can hear my stomach. Yeah, don't know. It's just being noisy today. That is everything I had to share with you for this update. I'll be back once I've made the last few tiny bits, and then we'll start brainstorming the bigger patterns. Right, we're back and we have some more things. So to start with, I have the Squishy Squid by All From Jade. Where's his eyes? That's his eyes. Just done a classic rainbow for him, but I started the body in orange instead of red and finished it in blue instead of purple so that I could go back in to add the extra details. So that's him. I've not been great at recording how much yarn each thing's taken, so I'm not going to read that off for these, but I think this was 2 or 3 grams of each colour. Then the next one we had was one of my axolotls. This is the Loretta's Loops pattern. So I've done him with a white body and rainbow flappy bits all around and 10mm eyes. This took about 20 grams of white and then again 1 or 2 grams of each individual colour. In the same vein, I did a black one to match, so it has the same fins on it, and then I gave it brown eyes so that it had the vibes of the progress flag. Also because I didn't think the black eyes would stand out against this guy, and I don't have any coloured plastic eyes left, so I went for the brown for the embroidery. Yet again, 20-ish grams of black and then 1 or 2 grams of each colour. And then finally we have this guy, who again I've tried to do a bit of a progress flag vibe with. So he is rainbow in the body with the black and brown fins to represent the stripes for people of colour and people with AIDS. So that's this guy. And I've not done the weighing on him yet, but I'd assume that it's going to be between 3 and 4 grams of each colour and then 1 or 2 grams each of the black. So that is the next 4 things. I think I'm going to take a bit of a plushy break but still work on things for this video because I've got this really cute rainbow yarn still left from November when I made that giant cardigan, and my mum has asked for a tote bag to be made to match her cardigan, so I'm going to do that. I have 2 of these balls left, so if the tote bag's pretty easy to do and only takes 1 ball, I'll probably make a second one for the table, and if not, then I'll find something else to do with the rest of the rainbow yarn that's left over, because I don't think it will take 2 full balls to do 1 tote bag. So that's the plan for the next bit, just honestly because I'm fed up of carting around like all of this every time I want to move. spaces that I'm crocheting in. So I'm going to give my shoulders a break from carrying a massive bag of crochet stuff around and make a tote bag for a bit. So yeah, I will check in and let you know how many bags I've made and how many balls of yarn each one took, if I make multiple, or I'll just come and show you the one bag if I only make one. I think I'm going to do a basic granny stitch bag and just make a big beach bag looking thing, just freehand it rather than trying to do anything fancy, because I just really can't be bothered to follow patterns at the minute. My brain is mush, so I'm going to do it as not swimming through the mush as possible, basically, if that phrase makes any sense. But I need to grab some food because it is my lunch break, and then this afternoon I'll get going on my tote bag. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. And I can't remember what I actually showed you last, so I'm just going to go in order of what I made. I'll tell you the pattern makers, I'll tell you how I made the thing rainbow and the experience of that, how easy it was to adapt the pattern to be rainbow, and then we will get on with things. So this is the last few things of the video now. I'm actually like finished with making things rainbow, which is nice. So last time I showed you all of the small things. I don't know if I've been back on since, I forgot to check. But to start with, I made a rainbow capybara. Yeah, again, I can't remember if I showed this or if it was just in the this week's bakes that I showed that we've adjusted it so that the nose is less wonky. We'll find out. But yeah, we have rainbow capy. This is my pattern. So if you are watching this in the month of May and you would like this pattern, you can check out the Pride crochet along that's linked in the description. The pattern will be available for free as part of that, but you need to be following the page before the 30th of May. If you're watching this after the 30th of May, you can either DM me on Instagram if the pattern's not up on my Ko-fi store yet, or it will be on my Ko-fi store. So my Ko-fi store is linked in the description, check that first, and if it's not up yet, DM me and we'll sort it out. But yes, so one caprite barger. I think this is a guy I'll be making for pretty much every flag as well, so one of those. Then he's very easy to make rainbow because I made him to be a pride pattern, so he has adaptations written for every number of flags you could possibly imagine. The only thing I've not written out on the pattern is more complex flags, so the Progress Pride flag with its chevrons I've not written in, and also the intersex flag with the circle I've not written in. But the rest of it, if it's just a plain striped flag, it's there. So that was pattern 1 that I made out of big things for this. The second thing I made is something that I'll also be making pretty much every video, which is the hoodie bear. This is the pattern by Nooks Hooks. So for this one, I just used the plain base hoodie, I think she calls it, pattern. And this is done in Yarnsmith chenille as usual. So it turns out just a little smaller than it does in the parfait, but that's fine because I don't think I've got any of the parfait ones left on the table as far as I remember. So this guy, it was mostly easy, to work out the pattern splits, the stripe splits on this. I mean, the hood is 12 stripes, 12 rows, so that was easy to divide into 6. The arms are 7 rows that are visible, but obviously on one of the rows you do this little rim bit, so I made the purple 2 rows so that there would still be a bit visible, and then in total it's 8 rows, so I made the top 2 red because you do crochet the arms into the body, so I knew that one of the rows would no longer be visible, so having the top 2 both red meant that red was still visible. And then you can probably see with the body there's a bit more purple than there is anything else. That was just the way it worked out. There's also a bit more red than there is anything else, but you can't really see that because it's tucked right under the hood. So I did 2 rows in purple, 2 rows in red, and then 1 row in everything else to make him rainbow. I think it's turned out quite well. I think the only thing I'd do if I did make another rainbow hoodie bear is flip it so that the red's on the outside of the hood, so that it blends with the red at the top of the jumper, and then you actually get to see a bit more of the red without having to flip it around. But I think that is the only thing I'm not the happiest with. Otherwise, he's adorable. So that is the hoodie bear by Nooks Hooks. I add a tail to mine because I just think they look cute with it. And that's that one. My partner did have the fantastic idea that I should make a bear with the bear pride flag on. So if I have the right colours once my yarn haul's arrived, I might throw that into one of these videos. We'll see. Keep it peeled. But yes, that was number 2 out of the remaining plushies I made for this market. And then finally, and I think my favourite thing so far that I've made for any of these videos, is this guy. So this is the baby penguin pattern by Handmade by Nicole. I bought it as part of her recent sale that she had to help out with the costs associated with the accident that her brother sadly had. This was one of my choices, mostly because I knew it would work out quite well as a pride pattern. I'm not going to lie. And also because just look how cute it is, and it's adorable. And being able to nab this pattern and help out with her situation at the same time was very, yeah, this is this guy. The only thing, again, I'm not the biggest fan of, I did say this in this week's makes video where I showed this off, I don't like sewing head caps on. Personally, I just find it quite difficult, so if anything was going to stop me remaking this pattern, it would be that, but I really want to make him again. He's just so cute. I think next time I'll try and stuff the belly out a bit more to make him a bit tubbier, but all in all, pretty easy pattern to make, and pretty easy pattern to rainbow as well. So this is just everything that was meant to be light grey, I've turned into a rainbow. I think I managed to do it fairly evenly. Yes, it's 3 colours for every stripe apart from the purple, which is 4. And the only reason it's 4 is because I knew that once you do, this has the thing where you make the 2 legs separately and then join them in the middle and then keep crocheting. Once you do that, 1 row kind of disappears as part of that, so it still looks like I've only done 3 rows in purple in the end. So that was cute. And then with the wings, I knew that they wouldn't go all the way down the body, and I couldn't really work out how far down the body they'd go, which is why I didn't put any green on them. But now that I've made this pattern and I know that, I know which row the wings come in on at the bottom, so I can make that a bit more even. But I'm quite happy with the wings, just the 3 colours as well. I think they're really cute. So that was that guy. Then finally, my big project that's been the reason that this video has took quite as long to film as it has. I think we're on like 2 weeks of filming now, or 2 weeks of making rainbow things anyway, because there's been some delays because of this. So this is a tote bag I've made for my lovely mum. So it's technically pridey, but it's not market prep. I just freehanded it, which you can probably tell by like how kind of weird the straps look, but that was because I wanted them to be really sturdy, so they're nice and thick. And then it's a nice big bag as well, because I know she likes to carry things around. She likes to have them on her shoulder. Sometimes she'll do this, have it like over her body, because she finds that more like safe. So I wanted it to be big enough that she could do that, and that she could store lots of things in there if she's out on a day out. So I've used, every 6 rows I did a bubble stitch, row of bubble stitches, just to give it a bit more texture and stop it being so plain. And this is the Colour Rush yarn by Signet in the colourway Calypso, I think, which creates a bit of a funky rainbow-ish looking vibe. There's more pan flags in it than there is actual rainbows, but that's fine, and it matches the cardie that I made over Christmas that Mum has claimed. So she has a tote bag now to match her cardie, and she'll be happy with that. And that is all of my rainbow things made and done. So this video is over. So as a quick recap, we made, let's get them all out of the bag. This is the pride bag, the status of it currently. We have a bee. We have two, no, that's a whale. Where's the other bee? There is a bee. We have two bees. We have, I now can't find that whale. Two whales. So that's 4 keychains. Then we made 1, 2, 4 rainbow beans the frogs. We made 3 axolotls. So that was 4 keychains and 7 small plushies. And then we've made 3 large plushies and a bag. So all in all, we've made 10 things that are actually for the table and 11 things in total that are rainbow. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. I've really enjoyed this so far. Oh, I forgot my squid. So we have in fact made 11 plushies and a bag. Anyway, yes, thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a rainbow of hearts in the comments if you would like to. If not, just drop a pride flag. That would be nice. Any pride flag will do. It doesn't have to be the rainbow one. Just a flag. Drop your country's flag if you feel like it. Yeah, let me know which one of the makes was your favourite. Let me know if you tried any of these patterns before. Please like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned, click the notification bell if you want to see the rest of my Pride series that I've got coming up. I am doing, oh gosh, how many have I got on my list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 more flags, I think. So lots to do, lots to get making. And yeah, check out my Ko-fi store. My Pride drop will be the last week of May. So if you would like to buy any of this and you can't make it to the 2 Pride markets that I'm at, end of May, my Ko-fi store will be updated with all of my Pridey bits so that I can get them shipped to you hopefully before the end of Pride month, so you have them. And that's it, duck. That's it. That's the end. So thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.